welcome back to Turntable Guy and part 2 of the Hitachi thrift store find restoration. This is the HT-1. It's a belt drive, semi-automatic P-mount turntable. And we picked this up for 20 bucks at a local Value Village. And in part 1, we did a mechanical service on it. Put a belt on it, lubricated the motor, all that kind of good stuff. You can check that out in part 1. Since the last video aired, I have received the Stylus, and I just want to talk about that a little bit. So this is going to be a flipper turntable, and I showed you how to replace the Stylus on a P-mount and how to remove the P-mount cartridge last time. So this is the first time that I've ever purchased a Stylus off of AliExpress. Now you can get some decent cartridges on there. They have quite a few Audio Technicas that you can purchase. Now the pricing's nothing special anymore. It used to be a bargain to get stuff on there. Their prices are no better than anywhere in North America almost now. So not really worth it to buy a cartridge unless you're buying the AT3600L. That's still pretty good price out there. All right, so that's how you remove your cartridge again, just for you guys who haven't seen part 1 yet. So here is the needle that I received from AliExpress. It does work, but just a couple observations here. Build quality is, or at least the mold quality is pretty atrocious. Don't have a lot of nice things to say about this. It fits well, but as you can see, it doesn't fit like a genuine Audio Technica would. And I'm hoping that's a diamond. It seems, I had a peek under the microscope, and it's not quite centered, and there is a blob of some kind of glue where the cantilever meets the suspension here. This cost me, I think, 16 bucks Canadian to get this Stylus, and I'm giving it a thumbs down. I'm not going to be purchasing any more styli from AliExpress. I'd rather buy them and get the cheaper styli here in Canada. You can get them from like My Needle Store. They're made in Colombia. A lot of I think they're Normar styluses. They're better quality than this. This is pretty atrocious looking. Yeah, I really can't say a lot of good things about this. Now, having said that, it does work. It does track. And it tracks at the correct 1.25 grams of weight, as a P-mount should track. And if we have a quick listen, you'll see that there's no real problems with it tracking. Sounds fine too. So yeah, it works. Would I be playing my more precious vinyl on it? No, I don't think so. But for a flipper turntable, it's okay. And that's all I have to say about that, really. I can't really recommend buying replacement styli from AliExpress yet. But anyway, that's a topic for another time. Let's get about cleaning this. Actually, you know what? Let's just remove that cartridge altogether. This is not going to be a particularly long video. We're just going to continue on with our restoration of this kind of nice turntable. So what do you want to do? Well, you want to disassemble as much as you can. That means removing this platter, removing the platter mat. And what we're going to do is we're going to deal with the body of the turntable first. And for this, I like to use paper towel, glass cleaner. And this is not Comet, it's just actually Windex. Try not to spray any Windex on the motor because that's been lubricated. And a toothbrush. Okay. Now, depending on the amount of soil that you have, you might want to use a toothbrush or something a little like a washcloth or something. It depends on how much soil you have. Like in areas like this, in the front here, there's quite a bit of soil. So what I usually like to do here is spray in here, get your toothbrush, and just start scrubbing. Especially in places like this, like the arm lifter, places where people have physically touched it with their hands. Those areas are usually quite gross. And by using the toothbrush, you're getting in the nooks and crannies there. And you're removing all the gunk. And then just follow up with paper towel. And do it as many times as you need to do it to get it nice and clean. All right. Now, for flat surfaces, like here, just Windex. That's all you need. Okay, unless you have, some really nasty dirt in here. You're just going to want to use some Windex. And you'll see that you're going to remove lots of disgusting crap. And you might have to do it 2-3 times to get it all off. Once you get to the point where you're looking at your paper towel and it's coming out clean, well, then you know you're done. And I like Windex because it's readily available and it's pretty benign to plastics. Yeah, it's got ammonia in it, but some of the dollar store brands are not that expensive. You get a big refill for like $2. Get down to your nooks and crannies, and it depends on how clean you want it, right? If you're just flipping it and you just want to make a tiny little profit on it, don't clean it at all. We're going to try to make this thing look like it did, or close, when it left factory. And places like this are good for the, like in here where the 45 adapter goes. That's a great place to get the toothbrush in there and clean away. And a soft bristle brush, like a toothbrush, will not scratch the surface. And if you're really, looking to make this thing look like super brand new, then you can follow up with a little bit of plastic polish. And some people are probably saying, well, why you wasted so much time on a bargain basement turntable, right? For me, it's satisfying to bring something back. Something that probably didn't get a lot of respect to begin with. Let's be honest, this is not a high-end turntable by any means. Its performance probably doesn't justify the effort. It's kind of plasticky, right? But if this is your only turntable, and why not have it looking good? Looks better, makes you feel better. especially in today's vinyl culture that we have going on. You know, people say, hey, you got a turntable. They don't care what it is. Most people have no clue. It's just a turntable. Yeah, I'm starting to take off less of the really nasty crap. Places like this, you just want to scrub, right? That's basically all there is to it. You want to get in there, you want to scrub and clean. And you know, I'll spend a good hour or two cleaning a turntable like this. And when I do a restoration for a client, I do go through it quite a bit more than this. I will disassemble it. Something like what I did on that dual CS503, where I really do restoration by taking it apart and actually physically washing it. And I use some degreasers. I've had good luck with LA's Totally Awesome cleaner. That stuff actually does a really nice job. It's fairly mild, and it does cut through old grease and oils, which I really like. Oh, those will come off. Those are the that's the auto return and auto. No, this doesn't have an auto start. Just that's the auto return. This is just a screw to remove something. So you can take those out and make sure it's all clean. And get in there and do the tone arm. One place to really clean is underneath the arm lifter. Lots of finger action going on there, so if you don't want to get other people's cooties, you want to clean there. And then just keep cleaning your overspray. And every time you clean your overspray, you're actually cleaning more of the actual plinth. All right. So I like to flip it around and you know, getting into the nooks and crannies. I usually like to do one section at a time. I divide it into 4 pieces, and I usually do the tone arm last, but just to give you guys an idea, I'm just going to go all around here this time. Clean all around the arm base. These back. And finally, we'll do the tone arm base here. Bearing area. clean all the surfaces. The thing I like about Windex is it dries relatively quickly, evaporates quick, and it usually doesn't leave any streaks. There. So our entire top here is starting to look very nice now. Nice and clean. Get in there and clean these areas here. We've already cleaned this rubber part here. And that's looking a million times better already. So then you're going to want to clean the frontal areas as well, like this. Just a line like that. Brushing. And like I said, this is the way I do it. Other people do things other ways. That's all cool. I just find that this is a quick and easy way to restore something that's just dirty, right? Not filthy. Filthy is a whole different story. If you get into something that's filthy, I highly recommend taking it apart. Work on it in a sink. Or if the weather's nice, go outside and actually use your garden hose. It is very handy for removing stubborn stains and grease. I have, in the past, cleaned out stinky amplifiers and electronics with a product called Simple Green and a garden hose. Literally spray down the degreaser, cover up any critical areas of the electronics, and go to town with a garden hose. There's a couple gentlemen online who have taken amplifiers to the car wash and literally used the power washer on them to get smoke smell out. And sometimes that's the only way you're going to get it out. There's a lot of people say, oh, you can use alcohol and Q-tips. If you have the patience to do that, more power to you. I find that when it comes to electronics, water is not an enemy as long as you get it all out and get it dry. Just make sure you're not soaking the transformer, and in tuners and receivers, try to stay away from the tuner fins, right? So, but here's our Hitachi, looking a million times better already. And for the areas like this, like nameplates and stuff that might be like a shiny black, like this one's got a little scratch there. I doubt we'll get that out, but you can use a little Plastex and just a little bit. You can just work that in like this. And then polish it off. And it'll start looking super shiny, which is cool. Something else. Flip this over. And you're going to see it's got some really dirty feet. So I'm not going to clean the bottom. It's actually got some grease staining from the inside. Oh, it's got a big spring on it. So these feet are really kind of gross. So this is something I'm going to bring over to the sink. And I don't know if they were black or if they were this kind of yellow color, but I'm going to bring these to the sink and I'm going to clean these all with a degreaser. and we'll see how they turn out. I'll be right back. Okay, here's our feet back. They turned out good. They definitely have a little bit of yellow staining on them. I might actually clean them with alcohol when they dry up. Here's our last piece. Actually, not our last piece. For your mat, you can let's zoom out. You can put that in a sink, soap and water. We'll give that a cleaning. You can also use a Windex on it with a brush. That'll clean it as well, provided the mat hasn't started to rot. Okay, finally, our platter. Now, platters are usually made out of aluminum, and a lot of them get very, very dull. So first of all, let's take our belt off. I don't want that getting dirty. Just start off with some Windex, okay? And just give it a general cleaning. Remove any grease and oils. It's not too bad. And then what you want to do is soak up your paper towel and clean off the edge. This one is not too bad. You can see some of the staining on here. I'll show you how you can remove that. Okay, so what you want is some kind of metal polish. Now I have, I've got this Mother's chrome polish that I used. It's not very aggressive, and something a little bit more aggressive is Brasso, which is a metal polish. It's quite a bit thicker and you can feel the grittiness. Let's just try a little spot with each product and see how they turn out. Just want a little cloth or microfiber or something like that. And you just want to put that on. And you just want to work it in. And rub it in good. Polishing away. You'll see your cloth turn black. That's totally normal. And then just use a clean part of the cloth to buff. And you'll see very shiny. And you can see right here is where we did not clean. And you can see where we did clean, right? So I'm thinking for this one, the Mother's would be fine. Brasso's pretty aggressive. You can see it's a very thick, almost paste-like substance. I would use it for something a little bit more soiled. I'm not going to use the Brasso for this one. I'm just going to continue on giving this the complete polish, and we'll see the end result. Okay. What do you think? Not bad, eh? All nice and polished. I mean, I just went over it once. I gave it a final little polish with a microfiber. Sometimes you get your own fingerprints on here because it gets so shiny. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. I'm gonna wash the platter and then we'll get the turntable mounted back in his feet and have a look. The feet are definitely nicer than they were. Still a little yellowy, but they're better. They're not as ugly, and they're clean, right? You removed all the disgusting crap. And just a reminder, there's your 33 and 45 speed adjustment for your pitch. There's no actual pitch control on the turntable. You have to adjust the speed from underneath. Okay, so I'll get this popped back up and we'll get a final look. Okay, so there it is. all cleaned up. There is some marring on here. It's not too bad. Like, that turned out nice. The Hitachi logo there. Our buttons turned out nice and clean. We got rid of all the gross crap that was in these crevices here. You see there's no scratches at all. I'm really surprised. The condition is really quite flawless. And there's the tone arm, all nice and clean. Right up to the cartridge. Be careful when you're cleaning your cartridge. Definitely remove your needle and maybe just a little bit of alcohol on a brush. Gently clean. Yeah, so is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. Is it anything but a base model turntable? No, and that's what it is. But I'll say this, I would have no qualms in giving this to someone, like a young guy or girl or someone starting out in vinyl. I'd be more than proud to gift that to someone and not be ashamed. Something else you want to clean that I didn't do here, but I've done it in the past, is the actual cables. They're still dirty. So to finish it off and to make it look good, you definitely want to just get a paper cloth, paper towel, whatever, soak it in some Windex and just run the cables through it, and you'll be surprised how much garbage comes off of them, right? So yeah, so this is part 2 of the Hitachi restoration. As you can see, it's still working. I'm sure it's going to auto return now. Right? There you go. Yeah, it's a nice little turntable for the money. For 20 bucks, what do you want, right? 16 for that Stylus. I'm not too impressed with that. That's what it looks like. But it does work, so can't complain too much. All right, that's it for this one. That's part 2. I'll see you in part 3 when we're going to take care of that dust cover over there. I haven't done a dust cover video in a while, so we're going to give that a nice polish, clean it up, and I'll see you then. Take care. Bye.